Hello, hello, Gwen. We are the Drops, a group of collective who we believe Lena already told you about. But do ask us anything what's on your mind. Could be also about our origin or whatsoever.
Intergalactic beings of multi-dimensional realities. Welcome to Channeling.
Remind me.
So it's a group, it's collective group that came to me, and they presented themselves as drops. So they are the drops, and they presented themselves as the drops because they're coming from the source, and the source was presented to me as a vast and eternal pool of pure white water, and the drops are coming in as it was shown to me as a waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
So they are just spreading the messages and the wisdom as the drops.
Oh
So,
my goodness,
but
I love that. It
yeah.
reminds me very much of kind of the legends of Kuan Yin and her the medicine that comes with her. It's about water and
Oh,
and how it goes places that nothing else can, the darkest shadows, the darkest spaces of fear and everything, that water always can reach everything, and
yes.
always comes back to its true form,
Yeah.
always. And so I just think that's so beautiful. What an awesome teaching. I'm excited to share this with you. Before we get started, I just want to what I do is I offer my hands through the screen to whoever I'm working with, so to you. And if you want to put your hands forward, I'm just going to invite my guides in. And if you want to invite your guides in
Okay.
to share the beauty of their teachings today. And that's awesome. I just felt a little shiver there, and that presence. We have a strong presence today, and thank you all who are here to help share the beauty of the word that is about to be shared in this episode of Welcome to Channeling. We are here to share love and healing throughout the world, to help us all know we are brothers and sisters together, and that we can rise together. Aho.
Oh,
That feels lovely. The connection is beautiful,
I
Lena.
agree. I agree.
It's so beautiful. I love that. It's so full and rich. I love that. So, everyone, today in Welcome to Channeling, I have Lena. And Lena is going to be talking about the medicine that is being shared with her through the drops, a
Mm.
collective that came to her and talked to her about uh, represented our divine. Here, I should probably just turn it over to you, Lena, and tell about your connection with them, how that occurred, and kind of the basis of how they talk about source and love.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, Gwen, and also for your work. Like, you are an amazing and beautiful soul. So it's so nice to be connected to you, like really,
Oh,
from the bottom of my heart. So yeah,
thank you
thanks.
so much. Yeah, it's so wonderful to make these instant connections, and they can be really instant connections when we see into each other's souls and we feel into the magic that we are. So thank you, Lena.
Exactly. Yeah. So about the drops, well, I can just share openly. They came forward after my husband passed, transitioned, and I needed healing on my own. So, at that time when my love was still in a coma, what happened for us is that we have established a relationship, like energetical cord, I would say, and we were able to communicate through that. So
Mm.
I was basically walking my dogs, going through to the forest, and just speaking out loud. And it was the case that I just kept receiving the messages back, like instantly, right away, and because I knew that they were not my own, because and they were, they were, I knew my love, like we were together for 22 years, and they were so, and also because I know him, of course, I was able to recognize the messages, but they were so instant in my head that to me, even at the time, it was like, okay, that's interesting. But it was, I was also very emotional. It was really painful period, really, you cannot imagine.
Yeah.
So it's um all of that together, but it didn't leave like how to say, a door open for the doubt, because it was so strong, and also because I
Mm.
was so emotional, like there was no room for doubt. So it was really clear, it was really pure, the connection, I mean. And then after, yeah, his his passing, we, of course, we kept in touch, but it was very different connection. It's
Mm.
changed rapidly, with him being totally in spirit without the body. um, and the downloads started to come in, even before they were there, but not so rapid or intensive or vivid, or even like they felt really alive. Like, I was kind of invited to enter another dimension, because it was like my husband would open the door, like I could even see him opening the door and just like shouting out, "You have to see this!" so, um, so it was
Oh my
really, yeah,
gosh, I
yeah,
love that.
and that was when I was still in mourning, because, and to me, it was like the instant reaction was, what the heck? Like, I'm mourning and you are like laughing, and it didn't match like how I was and how he felt. Um, and then only after this, I realized that in the spiritual world, souls are happy, even
Mhm.
even after, right after the transitioning, and even though they are here with us and they are supportive and they feel our, not, I would not say the pain, but the emotions, the heaviness of the emotions, and they're trying to support with love, and this softness, and like I felt that I was being held. um and so within this period, the drops came in, because it changed the energy cords that I had, just got them when he was in coma, and then they the whole thing just developed further. And there was like a separate energy cord, I would say, with the drops.
Mhm.
And also at some point I got in interaction with Archangel Michael, and also Mary Magdalene came in, or it was even, and I think only one occasion, Mother Mary. And I must say, I'm not religious person, and that was totally new to me. But um, it was strong. It was very
Wow.
strong, and I could never make something like this up. And the messages that came in, they would never be a product. They could never be a product of my own mind,
Yeah.
my own brain. So
I love what you're speaking about. Just one second. I'm going to show you something, and this will be edited out. There might be a time when I pull you and make you as the lead like that. So
mhm.
don't be afraid. Some people, I've done that too, and they've been like, "What just happened?" That's just sometimes if I want to highlight you and what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
so I love you talking about how it was undeniable.
Yeah.
when the connection started coming through, because it wasn't your thoughts, and it was just like immediate, and it was something very different. And that's something that was really beautiful when I kind of quote unquote officially started channeling, when I really followed the steps and said, okay, I'm going to do this. And I opened up to it. It was undeniable. You know, it was
Yeah.
so strong, the connection. And that continues to grow and grow the more I develop and the more I open and allow myself to experience in my body. It's one of those amazing things. And once it's there, it's like, uh, it's kind of one of those things is you never want to do without, you know, it's like the idea of being
Yeah.
without is just unbearable, you know, once it's open. And I can see how, coming from that realization, I can see with compassion more of the experience of coming down to earth and being shut out in a certain way, feeling this idea of separation that we do, and this loss of understanding and realization. And then us kind of having to work through heavy soul work and just a lot of faith and a lot of discovering what we are, back into the openness of the truth of what we are, you know. And it's one of those things that now I'm really getting to honor that journey, and that I'm seeing more and more that it's showing us the power of our true souls. It's showing us the power of what we truly are, that in this world of choice and in this world of not knowing, that we can step into knowing, and we continue to do that, and we continue to open up, and this in a way that we don't think we should. It's through faith, it's through opening, it's through this beautiful trust of stepping forward. So for some
Yeah.
reason that's coming through strong for me. It's like, it's really amazing to start see and embrace that, and know that this is a beautiful thing. We can look at it in a beautiful way and trust that
Mm.
it's this way for a reason. And we jumped in saying, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And I can just refer to that what you said. It's beautiful, like having faith and all that, but that was not me. Like I to be fully open here, I just wanted to die at that time. I didn't care. I didn't care if I last a day longer. I would even prefer not to. Um, so I think that that was the thing for me, because I was so open and I didn't care, that it was quite clear that I kind of need support if if the world and the light beings and also my soul still wants me here in the physical. um, so the drops came in for my own healing. So they supported me, and then I also asked them, because I also then after a while I felt that I can also offer their wisdom to others that I saw that are in need for such a support or similar kind of support. And then I asked them, how come that if you came for me, you want to support the others as well? Why do I have this need in me to offer, like, I can do the channeling for you, no problem. And what they got back to me with is very interesting. They showed me that because I'm such a person trying to help people, they are supporting me, my healing process, by helping others. You see, so they're trying to support others through me, because they are actually also healing me at the same time. So it's really something I could never make up, something like this. And also, when I mentioned that other beings came through, I should just say that it was most often that they came through when the drops were there. Like the primer beings with me are the drops. And then, somebody else can just jump in and be there just for a short while if it's needed. But I'm not connecting like intentionally or directly with other beings when I channel for others. When I channel, when I go to the source myself, I just let it I'm open, so I allow everyone or each being that wants to come to me, or it's needed at the time, to come forward. And but this is more intimate experience that I have when I channel for myself.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think everyone experienced channeling a little bit differently.
Yes.
Everyone's going to experience it. And for me, kind of there's developed kind of a core standard in me that's my connection and the center of kind of my core experience on earth right now. And they now call themselves the Analayam, but it's connected to many, many councils and other things that can come in, and people can come in and be invited through them. Sometimes they're interacting with the Analayam. And then a few times I felt different entities just interacting with me, Gwen, here on this earth plane. And that's been interesting too, to open up to that and like really feel the presence and just be like, whoa, like I can really feel you. So I think there's different ways that we learn how we can connect and how we can, I don't use the word communicate so much. I say commune, because it's a true intimacy when we touch into each other on this level. It's been so interesting to feel that sometimes entities will come in and connect in with the Analayam, wanting to answer questions or be in this phase of, I have these questions or things that I'm really interested in, and they want to kind of lend their ear or lend their voice. But when they connect, they're also being informed. Like they're not just informing me, I'm informing them of what this true experience is and what my experience of love is. And it really speaks to what you're talking about, how this channeling is, I think, one of the most honest ways that we know that we're all connected in one. That the healing, it may flow through you as you work with other people, and it's for both of you. And it's never a selfish thing. It's only for you and you don't affect anyone else. It's all about, we are connected and there's no way to escape that. And as we honor that, even greater and greater experiences can occur. We can see that support. We can feel the support of each other. And I like just, I have a true belief, a deep belief that that's what this new earth is about. It's really recognizing that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's nicely put. Yeah, I cannot add anything else to this. Yeah, and everything what you said about the connecting part, it's resonating totally with me. I know what you're talking about.
That's so sweet. I'm really quickly, I'm just curious, where do you live right now? You have such a beautiful space. Where are you living?
Thank you. I'm in Slovenia. It's a European country. It's a very small country, actually, 2 million people. So yeah.
Wow.
We are blessed. It's just nature all around. So even in the capital, because it's all tiny. So
that's so sweet. Well, I'm feeling drawn in. I'm just feeling the drops and just the feeling of them, the essence of them. It's hard for me to not smile because it's such a beautiful energy. And I was wondering if there was a message that they could share with us today.
So I can go into my channeling mode.
Yes. And if you want to describe what that is, that would be great. There might be some people who are interested in how you just connect in.
Well, I can also share this briefly, because when everything started, I was experiencing like literally shifts. Also during the night, it was like somebody or something would plug me onto something, and I would actually, my body would lift and I would wake up. So I was like, upgraded in a way. And in the beginning, when I started the channeling, like I went into the channel, I would say I connected, and it took a bit longer. And also my head was moving more rapidly than now. because I was still adjusting to the frequency. And now it's very quick. I just actually need a couple of seconds, I would say, just to breathe in a bit. And I was actually checking that. Why is that so? Like, why am I not experiencing those shifts anymore, those plugins, or, you know,
Mhm.
also during the night, I really had in that period when they started dropping in more and more often. I woke up during the night and I was feeling the vibration in the body, and I was receiving the message, "We are informing you," like informing, you know. So it's and I got it. Like I understood, and to me that was cool, but it was something totally unknown, totally, and that doesn't happen anymore. Like I was informed, obviously, so far till now. And now, yeah, so I asked them, why am I not experiencing that anymore when I connect to you? Why the shift isn't so recognizable, you know? And they showed me that you are already connected, like all the time. But when you are in doing mode, of course we are not, you know, disturbing you, and because you are in the doing mode. But then when you just go into the channel, like you can be there right away because you are already plugged in. So
Yeah, that's
simple
so
as that.
cool.
Simple as
I
that.
I love what you're saying, and I have a couple questions for that. Plus, I wanted to just say I love that you recognized it was the informing
Yeah.
kind of that word, because my my guys have been using that word, and I was using it and in a way for me to understand my role in manifestation and my role in what creating my world is, and the what my reality is. And then I was chatting with another person and I started saying that word and it suddenly hit me. It's like, oh my God, they're informing. I also am informing. I get to inform my world. That's literally what I'm doing.
Yes.
I am I am choosing what this form is representing, what characteristic, what quality I'm invested in.
Yeah.
And it's such an amazing thing to look at it in that way.
Yeah.
I can look at everything in with completely new eyes and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm informing my world of the quality of peace, or
Everything.
of
Everything.
of compassion,
Yeah.
that we're all together, we're tied together." And as I inform the world, I see that informing. I see the connection of all of us. So it's up to us to know that we are informing the world,
Yeah.
and our world to be what it is. And the more I play in that, the more it expands, the more I understand that. And it's like, it's so cool. I love that you were shown that.
Yeah.
And for me, I kept on using the word embody, like for the longest time in my life. I need to embody. I used to feel so much like so much of me was not in body, and I was just struggling for it to be in body.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like only part of me was here, if
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
if that made sense. And so when your guides say, like, talk about you're already connected, for me, I think I was wanting to feel myself as my higher self
Mm-hmm.
just so strongly that I'm kind of totally in a space of just absolute invitation, as much as I possibly can, for me to feel that this is the physical expression of that
Mm-hmm.
higher self,
Yes.
and really feel that and really own that as much as I can. And yes, this body here and this experience gets to inform,
Yeah.
and it gets to help
Exactly.
expand my reality into the new ways that it gets to go. But it's such an interesting experience that my informing of it is not without its informing of this,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
me.
It's
They're
connected.
they're both together, and they are the supportive field that keeps things running in the way it does. And I just
Mm.
think that's amazing.
It is.
I
It
guess
is.
that wasn't a question, but the question for me was,
Yeah.
A question for me was that you talk about what's considered downloads and plugging in. And what was that experience for you? Because for me and my transitions, sometimes it's been very painful, some of
Yeah.
those transitions. And like for you, what did you physically experience?
Actually, I also had out of body experiences, several of them, and that was a bit of an agony. It felt like an agony. I was also shown why I had them, because at that time, as I told you, I didn't want to live even. So some of them happened because I was shown that I'm not ready to leave the body. That's why the agony, because the body and the soul were still very, like, they are very connected, very attached still, and the soul is not ready to leave this body yet. So it was just the those emotions that kicked in, and they affected my I would say behavior towards myself, and that invoked then also the out of body experiences, so that I would change the feelings and everything that I felt at the time. So that was one point, and then the other one was um, I was shown how high I went, how high in in the spiritual realms. And I was shown that I went the highest possible level for me, for my capacities at this moment.
Mhm.
And I in that out of body experience, I even like touched the rooftop of my house, because it was shown to me you cannot go higher than that, like you cannot go. And then in other out of body experiences, it was like my soul would want to go through the rooftop, up, 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 go, just leave, I don't know, the body or
Mhm.
everything physical, I'm guessing. And then at that time, it was really, really, it was harsh experience, really. I would say the hardest one of all of those. And there was suddenly Mary Magdalene, and she was just like, just here behind me and just saying Lena, like, and I felt the strength and the power of her voice, because it was like literally the power of voice that got to me. And at that's like, I don't know, it was like just a sec, or I don't know how the time goes in the dream world. It was like instant that my soul was like going like this and going down to the body, which was the body was on the bed, and it
Mhm.
was going down to the body and like being swamped in it, back in the body. And I woke up then because it was such an intense experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a part of the whole I would say transformation process.
Yeah.
And now I got to a spiritual program that helped me also to put everything in structure, and that I felt like, secured, because at the time I was still quite on my own with everything that I was experiencing. But after that, the program also helped me to put things in the format that was also, kind of a, I would say, reasonable to me,
Mhm. Mhm.
as a person here and now. So I accepted the whole thing, and I'm totally relaxed now when the drops come in, and they're quite funny. They even make me laugh, or from time to time when I channel from for someone, when something comes, a message for that person comes in, and they were like, just like, hey, this is also for you, remember that. So it's so they're also making me laugh. And I have different experiences with channeling with them, because it's also every person, as you might know, gets different kind of messages, and also the vibration that comes along. And could be also, for me, it was on, yeah, several occasions, it was so funny, but I didn't, as with my mouth. I didn't laugh, but I was feeling it in the belly. So also after the channeling, I felt like my belly, like I was laughing out loud. I didn't, of course, but I don't know, the frequency, the vibration that came in, the effect of it was like that. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. It's like you felt it in your body, but it's like,
Yeah.
but you were channeling, and so the
Yeah.
expression wasn't you laughing. I I sometimes it's hard for me to kind of separate the two, because I know there's a part of me that's doing the channeling, but a lot sometimes Gwen, I'm going to talk about myself in third person, it's like she steps back in and is like engaging in it as the channel is occurring. It's so funny.
Mhm.
I'm talking about myself in third person, but that's what channeling is. Part of it is it's if I'm talking about it from, this is me, Gwen of the center. Gwen loves to really be close to the channeling. And so she usually comes in and out pretty quickly too, depending on how much she's interacted with
Mhm.
the being or the entity. But she likes to be really close to it. And it's been a challenge for her to step back fully and just
Wow.
really allow it to flow through. This is one of the biggest blocks that she's experienced in this life, is
Mhm.
uh, that willingness to surrender her body.
Mhm.
And a large part of that came from, as a young child, her and her twin were abused. And so, and I don't, and I say this, I think, there's reasons why there's a fear sometimes
Mhm.
when they try
Yes.
to enter into channeling, and we get to acknowledge and we get to lovingly guide them into a spot where they can open enough that they can receive the bounty of what they are. But
Yeah.
isn't that an amazing challenge, when people go through things like that, that
Mm.
still, if we're aware of that, we can be loving and we can help guide them and open up enough that we can open through to it. And so it
Yeah.
took me a long time to like officially channel. But
Yeah.
after I started, of course, I look back and I'm like, I've been channeling all my life.
Of course. Of course.
And I look at it too, like really this life is a channeling.
Yeah.
Like we created the system of what we got to be in, but
Yeah.
this is a channeling. So it's interesting. So I'm so excited. I'm excited to listen from the drops, and I'm just going to take 3 deep breaths after I shared that
Okay.
that with
Okay.
people, because that's, to me, that's so very how can I say it? It's so very tender for me,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
journey that I've gone on to be able to channel.
Mhm.
And I'm just so excited to hear from the drops. And I'm going to put you in the forefront, and we're going to hear from them. And then is it okay if I ask a question perhaps after a while?
Of course, I'm just gonna need a couple of seconds just to breathe in and connect
Perfect.
directly. Yeah. Hello, hello, Gwen. We are the Drops, a group of collective who we believe Lena already told you about. But do ask us anything what's on your mind. Could be also about our origin or whatsoever. We are so happy and delighted and grateful to be here with you and for your invitation. And by the way, you are doing an amazing job. And as Lena already told you, you are an amazing, amazing being. So we thank you for that as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Drops, for being here with me and being so open and willing to share. I would love to hear your origin and how you are connected to Lena and what your main mission is as you share on Earth.
Yes, thank you. Actually, we've been passing this hint to ask us about the origin already to several people that Lena channeled us for. but they didn't ask. So we are happy that you grabbed the hint, just to make a bit of a fun of it. But yes, we are actually the group who lived on this earth, or we would say we are still, maybe it's harder to understand, but we are still present there as we speak. So we are also sharing with you a human experience. And our time is in the time, as you would say, Mesopotamia. So it's quite far from your perspective. And we are closer to those regions in the Middle East. But we also haven't lived all at once. So we are also coming from different eras. And it's a group of us, it's 12 of us, and we got formed actually just for this purpose, to come in as the drops at this point, because it might happen, it most likely will, that we will also depart at some point and we will go and join other groups. So that's also a possibility. And by the way, this is also something new to Lena. So we haven't shared that with her yet, but it's how it is. So does that answer your question, or do you have any sub question to this?
Yes, thank you so much. I was curious as to, since you're sharing with us in this time frame, how is it comfortable for you seeing the differences in perhaps technology, the way social society works? Is that something that was easy translatable for you to understand? Or is that something that still you're, I guess, figuring out or hearing about through Lena?
Yes. So it's an interesting question, we must say. And we are just thrilled and enthusiastic about your technology and your progress in this sense. So you see, you are now connected from other parts of the world, and you can chit chat just as we speak. And there is no delay in getting the message from any of you, right? So it's amazing what you people have achieved, or what we all as a society have achieved. So we are really just thrilled about that. And yes, we are recognizing the practicalities of it, we would say, also through Lena. However, whatever we see, it's not really new to us. So it's like it would already be known to us. It's a part of the, we would say, like common knowledge. You see, we are bringing through messages, but as you know, when you are also bringing through messages to us. So through that, we can also see the all kinds of progress, we would say, also the technology, the one related to technology. So what we would also say is that in all eras, there were different kinds of technologies, and each era brought something new. And the technology, as you know, can be used for better or not so good, or maybe you would say worse, although we don't want to go into the polarities, but it is how it is in the human vocabulary. So if that was something that you were also thinking when asking this question, we would say that most of you, as we see it, is using the technology in a practical and also positive way to stay connected, meaning that the technology is actually helping you more coming into this state of oneness, the state of unity. However, of course, there are some anomalies and some other agendas. And in this sense, also the technology as well as other resources or sources can be used in different kind of way, which is not according to the majority of the society. So this is what we would say, but if you have any additional question, we can be even more concrete.
I appreciate your response surrounding this. For me, I wanted to confirm about our technology in that sense of you saying now at this time on Earth, where Lena and I are, we can connect with someone at any moment. Is that a part of the steps that are needed for us to really open up to this idea of true connection and the depth of ourselves stepping into perhaps a fifth dimensional experience or fourth dimensional experience on Earth?
Well, you chose this as a path, yes, so you made it one of the steps. So this was your decision. But then also in the times when you didn't have such technologies and maybe even no technologies in the sense that you understand it today, people were connected. So they were actually getting downloads on different parts of the world. And as you know, for example, the pyramids, they were built in totally different parts of the world in the similar timings. And people had no cell phones, right, to share the pictures of what they made or what was done there or what was made there. So we would just say that the connections always, always find the way, because this is as life force. The connections between you, the connection between all of you is actually the life force. And the life, as you know, always finds the way. So you chose this way through technology to be more connected. Does this answer your question, Gwen?
That does. I have another question.
Go ahead.
I'm looking into the tendency of humans to try to find patterns. This has been identified in kind of the psychological and other areas of the world today. And I was wondering if that ability to find patterns is a part of what would make someone very easy to be able to connect in and receive these kinds of downloads of information that is available to everyone.
Mm-hmm. So do you have in mind something like a formula? So if you would have like a pattern / formula that you can use and everyone can use it to channel and get the downloads? Was that the question?
It's more about, in general, if that human tendency is a part of a benefit that helps us to receive.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So maybe we will answer this question a bit differently. What you are experiencing now, and we are sure, and we know actually, Gwen, that you know it very well, that the earth is shifting. So there are changes all around you, but because you are a part of it, it's also within you. So everyone is experiencing something, whether be it an illness even, which is not so good in a human perspective, could be also even passing because the soul wants to support the process from the other side. And we don't want to sound too neutral, meaning not emotional, but you have to understand that we see things from different perspective. So different changes are occurring, and some people, and you as a channeler and being a strong member of this community, you are probably surrounded by such people that are experiencing similar changes as you are. So they are becoming an open and organic channels. Yeah. So this is just a part of the whole process of changes. But other people, as said, are also experiencing them differently. Also, we would say at this moment, a major part of the society is actually opened, very opened to this kind of information. And maybe it's because they are experiencing some kind of a personal challenge or even trauma. And as you know, in the Western world, especially, you have put yourself under this pressure of constant production and being productive and being efficient and effective, meaning that lots of people, because of that, in this time and space as you are living in and experiencing it, they are experiencing some sort of a struggle. So when a struggle reaches its peak, it usually happens that one can develop an illness or go, and this is also quite often nowadays, turn to the spiritual world, meaning become an open person. So when one becomes more open, it automatically also opens up its own channels. So this is just normal part of the evolution at this moment. Does this answer your question?
It does. I felt that was beautifully said, and it felt like internally I opened up more to what you were saying. And for me, I saw that my body, my design enjoys the patterns. And so oftentimes I will, as an open channel, I will receive information and then I will put it into formulas. This is a natural part of what I do. But for everyone, I loved how you spoke about the crisis and people choosing to become more open. And this really is just the invitation of the receptivity that
Exactly.
you're speaking of.
Exactly. And when you are talking about the patterns, what we would
Yes.
just add here is that you have different kind of expressions. So you are so amazing, all of you as individuals, being one, but still individuals while you are in this form of a human. So you are also expressing yourself differently. So somebody can express what they are getting as a download through art. Somebody else will express through, let's say, singing. Somebody else will express him or herself through, let's say, playfulness, maybe being playful with his kids more, or different kind of forms, we would say. Maybe you can also express yourself through sports. So there are different, very different sorts of expression. So this is just something we would like to add here to your point. But it was a great point. Thank you.
Yes, I thank you. I think that's a beautiful point too. Sometimes when people think of channeling, they put it in a box. And the reality is we may be channeling at any moment. And really, it's us stepping into the depths and allowing us to feel into that in our most vibrant action, our most vibrant self.
Exactly.
I love that.
Nothing to add here.
Thank you. Well, I do have one last question surrounding your mission as to how you working with Lena. And I
Mhm.
think that's my final question is what is that and what would you like to share concerning that?
Yes. So we came in order to heal or support her in her healing. She did the most of the part, but we were there to hold the space. And we still are in a way, although, as you know, as time passes for humans, things are getting better and better when one is in pain. So we are just holding the space, we would say. But also, when she reaches out to us, we are instantly there. And also, when she reaches out to us for messages to bringing for somebody else, we get her. We understand why she wants to do that, and we support her intention. So we come in and we heal. And yes, this is our mission, the same way, you should be aware, all of you listening, that you are healing yourselves and each other every, every, every second of your lifetime. So, whatever you do, you are in the healing process. You understand that, right?
I do.
Yes. So, this is also just our humble mission here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that reminder that we are in every moment in the healing process, because we're coming back to our wholeness. And I love that. Thank you so
Exactly.
much for speaking to me and to all those who will be listening to this today. Thank you for your deep sharing, and I can feel your mission and your assistance in healing with Lena. And thank you so much for all that you do and your dedication.
Thank you, Gwen. And may we add one other thing just for you, because
Yeah.
you shared it before publicly with Lena, and we feel also you coming from your end, because you shared that you were abused and that you have this hesitation, or you had it at least, hesitation in total release when when you should release also with your body. So what we would say here is that it's always, as you know, the divine timing for everything. So no need to rush, no need to push anything. So just allow it to happen when it will happen, and it will. So just be patient and be gentle to yourself, including your body. Be gentle and be kind on all levels of your beautiful, beautiful being. So this is
Mm.
what we would like to say. And thank you.
Thank you so much for that message. Thank you so much.
Good luck and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Well,
it's
that
so
was
dark with me. I see the darkness.
that was wonderful. What a beautiful experience, and what a beautiful, compassionate message they had for me too. And
Mhm.
I truly feel it. It's all in grace. All there's perfect timing for everything, and
Yeah.
I feel the beauty in all that I'm experiencing now. One step
Yeah.
at a time.
Yeah. I'm happy for you. Yeah. 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 They were very gentle actually. They didn't make fun or anything. So they were
And I
very
think that's
soft.
interesting, because I have a lot of guides that are, they're really rambunctious, and they're actually just ready to play. They're just like very much so much this way. And so I think part of me somehow is, well, I feel part of my core is very, very playful. And I think that they are just right on top of that, wanting to play.
Yeah, I think that
Rambunctious.
this is actually a very important part of the whole formula when one wants to become a channeler, just to open to the extent where we are playful and the imagination comes in and we are creative, because this is in like this is the baseline for the channeling, right?
I,
So
I think
yeah,
that's such a good statement, because if we're taking ourselves way too seriously, how are
yeah.
we going to really invite in what the true message is?
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yeah. So thank you also to you, Gwen, for bringing that out. And what I felt quite strongly with their presence was that they were willing to share about themselves as well. And for example, yeah, some things were quite new to me, so I have to dig into that a bit more on my own. but I can also just share a fun thing from their origin, because not that long ago I felt a really strong craving for hazelnuts and pistachios.
Mhm.
So, and I was like, I needed it daily, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Because I'm getting like this is an addiction to me, like getting it daily, and I'm not okay if I'm not. And they were like laughing behind, just explaining that this is something that they were eating in their era when humans, and the vibration when I take that in, when I have that intake, gets to them, so they can remember. And this is the most pleasant part, or one of the most pleasant experiences that I had, tasting good food.
Mm.
And these were like hazelnuts and pistachios. So just
Wow.
sharing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, I have a similar story in that there's the people that I live with, they're an older couple, but I know their daughter who's my age, and her daughter actually passed away about a year and a half ago. And she was, in her 20s, and she's connected with her mom really well and connected with me really dramatically. And for like the last no, it's maybe been just 3 months or so, strawberries almost every day. I'm just like, I need strawberries. I need strawberries. What's this thing about strawberries? They're just so satisfying to me. And I found out from her mother, like those were her favorite. That's her favorite food,
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, this makes sense. The enjoyable things about having a body, and sometimes we get to celebrate that.
Yes. Yes. We should. We have sacred vessels. So yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I
Yeah.
thought that was
So
fun.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for your share today. And I hope to keep in contact with you and what you're doing. And I want you to just express to people how they can find you, and if they want some channeling or support in what they're doing in their life. Go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah. Well, by the time when this is launched, there will be my webpage already online. So it's lenajung.com, and they can reach out to me there. Or yeah, they can also find me on Facebook, or yeah, I'm quite reachable, I would say, for somebody who would like the support from the drops, or maybe some other things that I do, also like shamanic journeys. Also, I am into Ayurveda. They can reach out, so they will find me. It's not hard
Perfect. So in
nowadays.
all those ways, I think when people start channeling, really they open to all kinds of different medicine that is helpful. And I think that's so great. So you offer those services, and yeah, I look forward to it. And hopefully all who are listening here, I'll be sharing more from Lena, and we'll keep connected and just encourage each other on our walk, because that's what we're doing here.
Yes, exactly. And good luck to you, Gwen. And if you also need some Ayurvedic or some other consultation, I'm also here for that. So would be happy to support. As you say, we are here for each other. I could not agree more. So thank you.
Perfect. Click the link below to receive your very own free soul play meditation, reboot, or soul song.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Welcome to Channeling. Till the next episode, own your stage and play on.
Hot Muffin Media.